What's up, everybody? This is Nita, the Astromystic. So, we are into Gemini season. And Gemini season is usually from May 20 till June 20. Um, so what do we know about Geminis? Do you have any Geminis? Are you a Gemini? I know a few Geminis actually, and they're very interesting people. Actually, I like Geminis. They're fun to talk to. So, which brings me to let's talk about Geminis. So, when you describe a Gemini, you would say that they're very curious people. They love to communicate. They love to talk. Sometimes they don't go well. Typically, they don't go very deep into certain subjects. Geminis are more into lots of subjects over the depth of subjects. If you'll take that, not all of them, not all of them, most of them, but they like to talk about anything, any subject, anything, and you will find that a lot of Geminis know a little bit about random stuff. They just kind of know certain things, you know? But they like to talk because it's stimulating to them, and they need lots of stimulation because they're a very mental sign. So lots of activity. They like to have lots of activity going up there. Usually Geminis are pretty flexible, pretty adaptable. They change their mind a lot. They change their opinions a lot. They like to keep options open. They don't like to feel confined to one thing typically. So sometimes you might find that they may be thinking of like two different things, like two different people, two different jobs, two different outcomes, two different decisions, and sometimes it's not that they can't make a decision. It's they'll just be thinking about it, and a lot of times, if you know a Gemini, you should ask them. A lot of times they don't really know they're doing it. At least the ones I know, and from charts I've studied, typically some resonate with this, but some don't. So, um, I think that's the person and maybe how old they are. I don't know. That's something that the jury's out on, I guess. So Geminis usually like to get down to the facts. They just really want to know the facts of something. It's almost like when Gems are talking, they don't really care so much about all the details. You know, they just want to know. They go straight to the point. Boom, done. And that's it. They want facts. They want the data. They want the direct information. And they will react quickly. They will respond quickly, typically. Their stimulation in their mind is usually like, boom. It may not always be the right answer, but they react quick. I chuckle a little bit because one of my really good friends she is a triple Gemini, and whoo. Anyways, moving on. So they like to have lots of stimulation, like in their immediate environment and like what's going on around them. They get bored pretty easy. So you know, stimulation. They find interesting things to do. They're not one typically just to sit around and watch TV all the time. I do know a lot of gems that do like that, but I think that's a placement thing in their charts. So anyways, and a lot of times they tend to go like from one extreme to the other. Not all of them and not all of the time. So like rational, irrational, black, white. It's kind of like one or the other, like, because Gemini is representation of the twins, duality. And I should have probably said that it's ruled by Mercury, which is, the intellect, the mind, how we express, how we communicate, it's how we learn expression. And Gemini is, you know, most Geminis are generous and kind, but as long as it doesn't really interfere with what they've got going on, or depending on what stage of life they're at, I think. Or are they busy? Are they not busy? Or is it going to cut into too many things? So sometimes they can be a little bit selfish, just a little, and maybe even a little bit childish at times, because they like to put themselves first. Not all the time, but most of the time. They are thinking of themselves normally. So, you know, and I'm not cutting on gems because I really like gems. They are a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. You know, you can take them anywhere because they're very entertaining. Especially if, well, I guess if you have a quiet person, like if you have somebody that's shy or something like that, and let's just say you're going to date a Gemini and you're shy and you don't really talk much, you and your gem is probably not going to get along. But, well, you may. I don't know. I mean, opposites do work sometimes, but they need stimulation in their mind. They have to have stimulation, because, you know, they're a social sign. So if you're not giving them stimulation, they're probably gonna be like, peace out, I'm dipping out of this. So, you know, a little bit about gems. We could probably talk all day about all the signs, but I like to just go over the bigger qualities that you'll find. So, you know, and also another thing I've noticed with Geminis, they typically do very well with jobs that are travel. Like they travel a lot on their jobs, or it's not the same thing every day. And some Geminis I know, like one friend of mine, she travels to do 2 different jobs, and a lot of Geminis will have 2 different jobs. You know, that whole duality and the whole twins, and they're interesting people. Anyway, so that's our Geminis, and we will be in Gemini season till June 21st. So happy Gemini season with all these retrogrades, and it's gonna be a wild ride for May, June. Well, we're only got a few days left in May, June, July. Woo! Buckle up, my friends. Buckle up, because it's going to be crazy. This world's already crazy. I don't think we need it to be any more crazier. Seriously. But I'm seriously starting to wonder with all these retrogrades. Okay, so I don't want to go too far off because this is just the gems video. So, all right. I will see you guys later. Love you all. Subscribe below.